So anyone who tells you that the law of attraction isn't real or doesn't work is wrong. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach, manifesting expert, and founder of mkmagicmindset.com. If you're new here, my channel is all about law of attraction and manifesting, meditations, and more. So be sure to subscribe. I would love to have you. So let's get real. I'm sure at some point in your law of attraction journey, or if you're new to the law of attraction, I'm sure that you've wondered, is this even real? Does it work? And I'm sure at some point you've also felt frustration because you feel like you followed the steps and it still didn't work for you. In today's video, I'm going to show you proof that the law of attraction is real, so you can finally stop doubting it and finally start using it to your benefit. And I will also show you proof of examples of crazy things I've manifested and crazy experiences I've manifested using the law of attraction. But before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, that little button below. It really helps out my channel a lot and it helps this video reach more people. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, I would appreciate it. And let's jump right in. Sorry if the lighting changed. My memory card ran out, but I'm back. So what I was saying was, interestingly enough, the basis and the concepts of the law of attraction are deeply rooted in ancient religion and teachings. There are so many different ancient quotes and trainings that are directly correlated with the law of attraction. Quotes from the Bible, quotes from Buddha, the list goes on and on. So the concepts and teachings of the law of attraction have been around for such a long time. This isn't something new. And it's not just connected to religious trainings and ancient teachings. It is also based in quantum physics. Yes, quantum physics. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you a whole lesson in quantum physics today because, first of all, that is way beyond my knowledge of comprehension. I actually have been kind of studying up and reading about quantum physics right now because I find it fascinating, but I'm not some kind of quantum physics expert, and I don't ever claim to be. But in my research, I have found a lot of experiments that directly prove that the law of attraction is real, and I want to share with you one of the most famous experiments. Have you ever heard of something called the double slit experiment? Well, I hadn't until recently, but the results from this study are truly fascinating, and they prove that the law of attraction is a real phenomenon. So the next time someone tells you that the law of attraction isn't real, tell them to look up the double slit experiment. There are some really good YouTube videos that go way deeper into explaining exactly how they did this entire experiment, but I will sum it up for you for the sake of time. In the double slit experiment, scientists studied matter, waves, electrons, and particles being shot through two slits with multiple studies and observations. Then, when they went to study it closer, they found that observation and paying close attention to these particles changes the outcome. So basically what they discovered is by simply observing something, you can change the energy and the outcome. That is mind-blowing, and I'm not making this up. This is quantum physics. And like I said before, I am not a quantum physicist, but this is a real study that I very, very much simplified for you for this video. I highly recommend doing your research, reading more about this experiment because there is so much more details that I didn't go into, but I just wanted to simplify it as quickly as possible for the sake of this video. So look up the double slit experiment, watch some videos on it, do your research if you want to find out more information about it. I just seriously find it fascinating that this double slit experiment proves that everything exists around us and in our reality because we're observing it. Everything around you is infinite possibility. You just have to observe and pay attention to it and change what you want. You can change your reality by observing it and viewing it as you want it to be. You have the power to change the outcome energetically. It's physics. And now, as promised, I wanted to share with you some of my favorite things that I have ever manifested. I actually have a whole video on my crazy law of attraction stories. I highly recommend watching it. It's a fun one. It's actually one of the very first videos I ever made on my YouTube channel about the law of attraction. And I remember feeling so nervous to kind of put myself out there like that. I don't know. But yeah, if you want a good throwback video, I will leave a link in the description box and a link up here. So be sure to check it out if you want to watch that. So the first story I want to tell you, I've actually told before, but in case you didn't hear it, one of my first kind of crazy experiences with the law of attraction was when I was sitting on the park bench in New York City in Madison Square Park. I used to go there all the time because I like to read there, and it was just kind of my little outdoor space. Because when you live in New York City, there's not a lot of space to be outdoors without kind of bumping into everyone. So I loved going to the park. I went there probably every day. So As I was sitting on the park bench, I was reading the book The Secret. It was one of the first books I ever read about the law of attraction. One of my friends told me to read it. And as I was reading the book, I got to a page that said the universe is a friendly place, and I think you were supposed to say it out loud in your head. It's honestly been years since I've read The Secret, so I don't remember exactly what the wording was or what you were supposed to be doing, but it was something along the lines of the universe is a friendly place. It was something you were supposed to declare. And I swear to you, the second I said that in my mind, the universe is a friendly place, a homeless man walked up to me, and he was in torn up clothes. He had this duffel bag that was torn up, beat up, dirty, full of, it looked like he had water, empty water bottles in it. And he walked up to me, and of course I was a little hesitant. I had my headphones in and I just kind of looked up at him. And as I did, he reached in his bag, pulled out the most beautiful single red rose I have ever seen in my entire life. To this day, that image still haunts my mind. And he handed it to me and walked away. And there was people all over the park. There was people sitting on other benches, and we all just looked at each other and with disbelief. And he walked away, and that was it. It was the most friendly, selfless, insane gesture I have ever experienced in my life. And that literally shifted everything for me, because none of it made sense. None of it seemed possible for this random man who seemingly had nothing. All of his belongings were torn up, dirty. His duffel bag was full of, I don't even know what was in there. It wasn't roses. And how he pulled out the single most beautiful red rose that hadn't been crushed or torn or dirty, I will never understand. And why he gave it to me, I will still never understand. But I am eternally grateful. And whenever I get the chance, I try to affirm that the universe is a friendly place. So if you agree with me, leave me a comment below. The universe is a friendly place, and see what happens for you. Because if it's anything like it happened for me, it'll just be a magical experience for you. So the next story I want to talk about is flying first class. I had been flying Virgin America. I think that airline's actually gone now, but they had these really nice first class seats that were these white leather seats that laid down, and people were drinking champagne every time I flew Virgin America. And I fly a lot. So I remember always walking past first class being you know what? I really want to fly first class. That's something I want to do. I remember I put it on a vision board. It wasn't something that I was actively thinking about all the time, because it's something that only comes up whenever you need to take a trip or fly somewhere. So I remember I put it in my vision board and I let it go, and I trusted that one day I was going to be flying first class. So there came a time where my husband and I were booking flights for Christmas. And we had to book kind of multiple trips because I was stopping in two different places. I was stopping to see his family and my family. So I remember looking at tickets and kind of watching them. I pride myself at finding really good flight deals. It's one of my weird talents. I always find the best deals for travel. So I was looking around, and then one day I went to book the flight because it was kind of getting close. And when I signed on to my Virgin America account, the price to fly first class was a third of the price to fly just coach economy. It was there was some weird glitch in the system, and it was cheaper to fly first class than it was to fly in the main cabin, in the very back of the main cabin. So I immediately jumped on it. I booked my ticket, and it went through, and everything worked out, and I was able to fly first class for less than the price of a economy coach seat. And that never happens. Those seats go for $5,000, thousands of dollars. And I flew for I don't know, I think I paid $90 something for it, for a first class ticket on a cross country flight. It was one of the coolest things I've manifested. Along the lines of travel, another fun thing that I manifested was one time my husband and I were in Palm Springs for my birthday, and we actually stayed at the Ritz-Carlton in Rancho Mirage. And I had never stayed at a Ritz-Carlton before. I was actually really excited about it because I have stayed at other 5-star hotels, but for some reason, this just seemed like a really nice hotel, and we just booked a basic room. It wasn't a big deal. We wanted to kind of explore Palm Springs, so the room didn't matter as much to us. So when we checked in, there seemed to be a low occupancy. It was right after Labor Day, so the summer had just ended, and they ended up upgrading us to this insane suite with a fire pit. They sent us chocolate-covered strawberries and champagne, and they sent us all of these different things. And this probably doesn't sound like something I manifested, but I remember on the drive over to Palm Springs, I remember saying to myself, I desire a luxurious experience. Allow whatever is meant to be to be. And then we got that insane upgrade. And from the research I did when I was looking at all these different hotels and reviews, the Ritz-Carlton does not offer upgrades like that very often, especially because I'm not like a loyal member. I haven't had any history with them. So that was just kind of one of those really surprising, like up-leveling things that I set a really quick intention for. And because I've been practicing the law of attraction and because my manifesting process has gotten so strong, I can do things very quickly energetically. I can connect very quickly energetically and shift things and create things very quickly. Because when I want something, I can fully put my energy behind it, and it's something I've put into practice year after year. And I actually go into a lot more detail in both my courses, Abundance Academy and The Breakthrough. If you want to find out more about how I shift my energy and how I manifest things quickly and my exact manifesting process, be sure to check those out. I will leave a link down below. I don't want this video to go on too long, so I will give you one last fun manifesting story as we end this video. And funny enough, the more I think about it, this one actually has to do with travel a little bit too. So we were about to take a trip to Hawaii. I had never been and I was really excited to go. And I remember the night before we left, I decided to set an intention that I wanted to manifest extra income that we could just spend freely when we were in Hawaii and have all the experiences we wanted to have. I wanted to go to Hawaii and fully experience it, like fully experience it. This was a while ago. This was like years ago. And this was before I was like very set in my manifesting process and when I was still kind of learning how to shift my energy and figure things out. And I remember I set an intention the night before we went to Hawaii and said, I want extra additional income to make this vacation magical. I remember I said that and I connected to it and I let it go. And because it was my first time going to Hawaii, I wanted to experience Hawaii without having to worry about money. And I wanted to be able to do all of the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to go to the hotels. I wanted to be able to, visit all the beaches. I wanted to be able to partake in as many experiences as I could. So I set the intention that I wanted to manifest extra income from the trip. And this is less than 24 hours before we're leaving. And literally an hour later, I had manifested $6,000. $6,000 within 1 hour. So what happened was I had been working as a model in LA and I had booked a job that I had actually forgotten I had auditioned for, and it was $6,000. So I was able to go to Hawaii and have so much fun without any restriction. And here's kind of the lesson behind it. I'm not trying to brag in any way. I'm not trying to say like, look what I manifested. Like, what I want you to understand is that when you can put your energy behind something, you can accomplish anything. Anything is possible. You just have to fully get your energy behind it and let go and trust that you are always going to be supported and that everything is always going to work out for you. When you can get to that place, that is when miracles will happen for you. So I can't instill that for you enough. So the law of attraction is real. It is working. I've given you examples of physics. I've given you examples of things that have happened to me personally. I've given you examples of how it's tied to ancient religion and teachings, and it's been around for such a long time. So if you had any doubts, I hope that this cleared it up for you. And like I said, if you want to learn more about my manifesting practice and how I manifest personally, be sure to check out my website, mkmagicmindset.com. There you will find tons of courses and resources and so many things that will really help you on your law of attraction journey. And be sure to follow my Instagram at mkmagicmindset. I post a lot of really great inspirational, motivational content there as well. And be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification to get notified whenever I post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like I said before. If you didn't already do it, just do it now. It takes 1 second. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.